Warning: this show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewers' discretion is advised. This show may contain strong language and sensitive or controversial topics. We are not attorneys and are not providing legal advice. The views and conversations are our own thoughts and feelings, and therefore, purely speculation.
The entertainment world and beyond.
Skywalker air miles, feeding on a surface, gliding on water, constricted and conflicted.
Welcome to Purely Speculation, a show that exposes the harmful effects of the criminal legal system. I'm your host, Heather Lewis, the Executive Director of the Reuniting Family Bail Fund and practitioner of participatory defense. On this show, you learn about the unspoken horrors of the criminal justice system and meet fierce allies and advocates. We will make the best of our traumatic experiences. We will get angry. We may even cry. We most certainly going to laugh, but one thing's for sure, we're going to keep it real. Welcome to Purely Speculation.
When they free my sins and let them loose, they was killing me, I got a scar to prove, got me paralyzed, I could even barely move. Out the way I took the pain again.
Hey, y'all. Welcome to season 2, episode 2 of Purely Speculation. And, I always say it, and I'm going to say it again, and I'll probably say it every single show. We got a treat for you tonight. Definitely different and surprising, and something that we should have prepared for, but we got caught not being prepared. And so here we are. So with the guest that we were supposed to have on tonight fell ill and was not able to join us. So I am going to go through at least some of the aspects of tonight's show and talk about some of the topics that we were going to talk about. In particular, how the bounty hunters and bail bondsmen, how that industry came about, how it has evolved, and some of the things that I just wasn't even aware of. So a bounty hunter is a private agent working for the bail bondsman, and this practice is illegal in only 4 states. Pennsylvania has very loose restrictions on bounty hunters, which allows them to enter the homes and make arrests without a warrant. That shit was just so crazy to me. I used to say when I would start to learn different facts that I was nerdy. I was like, oh, that's the nerd in me. And that just has a negative connotation. And I like to say that I'm curious. Like that made me more curious about like, oh, let me start digging. Oh, well, what 4 states do that? So it's Oregon, California, Wisconsin, and Kentucky. Imagine that bounty hunters are illegal. They're not allowed. You can't be a bounty hunter in those 4 states. But Pennsylvania, interestingly enough, has very loose regulations and guidelines around that, which in fact, as the fact says, they can enter your home, but only the person's home of the person that they're looking for. So they can't go into your neighbor or anybody else like that. But that was just crazy to me. And so we are here talking about that, and you can learn more about it. Just kind of start Googling bounty hunter, and the show will pop up. But it's a real job. It's a real job description. It has in some states there are licensing and regulations and guidelines for it. In other states like Pennsylvania, there's not. So welcome to Pennsylvania. So also how I came about the guest that we were going to have tonight was introducing our new project called Not on the List. And Not on the List is brought to you by our sponsor. We're so excited to have sponsors, the Marian Lawrence Foundation. And it's an organization that's committed to the cultivation of young excellence through the arts and music and mentoring programs with the focus on healthy eating, like normalizing all this stuff, right? Career development and the sciences. So we're super grateful to the Marian Lawrence Foundation for their sponsorship of this month's Not on the List essay contest. So it's an essay contest that challenges our young people in K through 12 during Black History Month, but actually we're going to keep this running all year long, just so that we're constantly looking and exploring notable people of color in our families, in our communities. They could be celebrities or even a historical figure that is not on the list that our schools give to our youth. And I've found that, with talking to other organizations and presenting not on a list as an option or a program that they can participate in, I found out that North Penn does not even celebrate Black History Month. They don't recognize it. That's not, an essay contest or an art contest or anything like that in the North Penn School District. So I found that to be quite surprising. And then, interestingly enough, the Norristown area school board had their meeting last night where a resolution was brought to the table to make it a part of the curriculum to recognize and honor folks during Black History Month, when the DEI officer and the assistant superintendent, both people of color, rejected that notion. They want everyone to be recognized. And it's like, okay, but we recognize that we have to recognize our people of color and the accomplishments and and the contributions to our society, when historically it's been whitewashed, erased, removed, oppressed, all those things. And so that was the inspiration for Not on the List, is to recognize all of our powerful people of color in our communities, our families. It doesn't have to be somebody that's on the list that they just regurgitate every year for K through 12, in Black History Month, doing the bare minimum. And this is just challenging our community, our children, our youth, and recognizing that, as the school system starts to change and starting to take away things out of the school and the education curriculum, that we as parents are going to have to fill in those gaps. We are going to have to start teaching our children what we want our children to know, in addition to what the curriculum is dictating. You as a parent, you have a right, you have, I think, an obligation to your children to teach them history that they're not getting taught in the schools. And yeah. So Zach, help me out. You're gonna have to come on screen. This is my my guy. So when y'all hear me talking about Zach and I talk shit, I'm gonna say this, and Zach's talking crap, and he's in the chat telling me I'm talking too long or talking too much. We've been talking for 7 minutes now, and he said a 30-minute talking head is wild. So hopefully this has been it's been informational and whatever. This is us in real time, problem solving a situation that we had talked about in the past, and just things get life be life in, and we never got around to having a backup plan for when a guest can't make it. Right? We were supposed to have some things in the bag, and we just never got around to it.
And life be life is very accurate. Kudos to the Bail Fund, because right now there's a lot going on between Now on the List that you just explained, which is an awesome program. I hope we can really get it adopted into a lot of schools and organizations and groups that work with kids, because it's an important, cause and rationale for folks, especially people of color, to really understand who they come from and what folks have been through to get where they're at. But then you also got a whole major event tomorrow. So
and it's like, but that's par for the course, right? Crisis comes, like when you got something going, it never fails.
Right.
Never fails.
Right.
Never.
So I almost don't feel as bad when you have a hiccup, especially when there's so much stuff going on. It's easier to just say, all right, let's do the best we can and get through it, versus if we had nothing going on around us and then it was like, well, we should have had a pre-recorded one in the tuck. We will do that moving forward. So heaven forbid, if we have any issues, we'll make sure we get a pre-recorded show ready to go for folks. But you're still giving great information. So I'm glad we have some folks that'll still hear the good word.
Yeah, that's cool. And so, Not on the List is, going to be on and popping. Oh, so let me share with you all. And it's good that you're here, because you did this. You and I don't know if you commissioned somebody.
Me? Oh, the shirts are in. Nice. That looks good.
Yes, very good. And Kia, our girl that does our shirts, Integrity Designs, she was like, I absolutely love this. Like, this is so dope. She said, who did it? I said, Zach. He's like, I was like, yeah. I was like, and I just threw it at him, and this is, what he came up with, and it's just such a dope design. So for the youth that submit an essay and it gets read on the show, you will get one of these dope t-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
We have a notebook that has the same logo on it, and you will get a $100 gift card, among other things. It's going to be a bag. We're going to mail it out to you. You get all those things. So there'll be some extra goodies in there that I don't even know what they are just yet.
$100
yeah.
gift card is nice.
What's
I
that?
can use a $100 gift card right now. Can I write an essay?
It'll get you in the love bonds. It'll get you in the love bonds. So yeah, I wanted to show you that. So surprise, you got to see your logo on the shirt.
That's awesome.
And, she did a good job. So so the swag bag, we'll be promoting Not on the List in other areas. And if you're a school or a teacher or anybody that works with kids, after school programs, whatever, we'll be happy to come and chat, tell you about Not on the List, get you hooked up where you can submit. And again, this is a year-long effort. So it's not just during Black History Month. We are just kicking it off this month, but it will be all year long. So yes, we want you to get your essays in, and we want to do that. But Zach, explain to me, because you said they're going to be, these essays will also live on our website. So
yeah, for sure. So anyone that submits an essay, whether it be written or video, we're going to, of course, request video first so that we can play it here on the show. But written and video essays are actually going to live on the website that's scrolling at the bottom, the belfundmonco.org/not on the list. That will be where all essays are going to be housed. So this will also grow as sort of a directory of amazing people of color who have done some great things. And these might be folks that you know about them as soon as you hear their name, you know who they are, or folks that most people don't know about, but that someone took the time and effort to talk about them and share about their life. So yeah, that'll live on the website. And of course, the essays that get selected, some of those will be read or watched right here on the show.
That's dope. I love it. And so, I come up with these harebrained, crazy ideas, and Zach brings them to fruition. So I'm eternally grateful that he tolerates my crazy. And so, what's that?
So I do my best.
You do. I think you do a pretty good job of keeping up.
Yeah.
So we had some things we were going to take a look at. So what do we have coming up?
Love Bonds is tomorrow.
Yes.
So I feel like that's the main thing right there. Boom.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm excited. This is your third annual Love Bonds.
Yes.
Eric is awesome. I actually am not familiar with some of these other comics, but I know we have Jazz and Keith doing some spoken word. Your lovely daughter's going to be singing. So like, it's going to be a pretty amazing little event. And I think we got some good numbers. We got a lot of people coming. Yeah.
We got, nice turnout. Flavors and amazing treats always hook us up with the awesome eats. We added a candy table. So we have a candy table. I put the flowers together today. So I love fresh flowers. So I hate the artificial. So fresh flowers in the place, and it's at Von C. So Von C is already very, I don't know, it's rustic, but 50-foot ceilings, I guess, and the steel drums and all. It's like really, really nice looking place. But then we just add some, uplighting and just some linens and sparkle, and it just turns into a really beautiful place. And I think we have what's up?
Yeah, I was going to say what you was going to say. We should just show people what all you was talking about and what that looks like. Folks, check out Love Bonds 2023.
Yep.
I drop roses for you, it's nothing to me, anything for you, now smile for me. I drop roses for you, press play for me. Listen, finesse in your body, street love memories, circling my head. Thoughts of you keep me up when I go to bed. I ain't even mad no more, it's just sad. It's fucked up how you let me acting like that. It's all good cause you know I sent that shit back. It's up on your spine and the margins in your back. Yeah, I got you feeling like I gave your ass some crack. Pick too dope for you, that's why you acting like that. I wrote this for you, yeah, yeah. It's nothing to me, yeah, yeah. Anything for you.
Thank you, thank you. So I want to thank everybody for joining us this evening. There's plenty of food, there's plenty of champagne. If you need champagne, please feel free to take pictures in front of our backdrop. So we have a lot of new stuff that's going on, and we just really appreciate the support and the love of you guys coming out. Thank you.
Hey, then I gotta step up in this world and keep it dangerous. And play my part, I use my heart, you show me what you do that for. Well, I'm a player, you know what I'm saying, I had to up the score. Regular bitches did, I'm looking against it. I seen, I felt for sure. Break my heart, I break us too. Run these mind games over you. Expert level, you send my pro. It was real when I love you. I try to roll this for you, yeah, yeah. It's nothing to me, yeah, yeah. Anything for you, now smile for me. I try to roll this for you, yeah, yeah. Press play for me. Miss Stephanie.
It gives me chills every time.
That was awesome. J-Tech crushed it. He's going to be back doing
He did.
another recap video. I'm excited that one of the newest members of my Rebel Hill team, Zakira, is going to be there to take photos. So yeah, it's going to be a fun and well documented evening at Bonsi.
Right. So, we have Participatory Defense Hub, and we're in the group chat texting everybody. They're like, what are you wearing? What are you wearing? And I'm like, I'm going to be like this. And of course, she's like, oh, I got this dress I'm putting on. And so now it's like, oh, what am I going to wear? And I forgot to say, hey, yes, I did say we're going to have a videographer and a photographer and all those things. Like you said, it's going to be well documented. So, you got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What's that? Little less than 5 hours left to get tickets for $65.
That was the most interesting count to 5 I've ever heard. I was trying to follow. Okay.
Yeah. Whatever that was, you got a few hours left. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. To get tickets for $65 on Valentine's Day. They will go up. Like I said, Scotty Tags is going to be at the door. So if he, is feeling you, he might let you slide. Or hit somebody up so we can work something out. But we definitely want y'all to not miss out on a great event. And Eric Preston comedy, bringing up the lineup. The only returning comedian outside of Eric is Justin. So we have 2 new comedians that are coming on that I've never heard before. Like you said, Jazz and Keith doing the spoken word. PYT singing. So that's how, it became a variety show versus just, a comedy show. Because now we have a bunch of things going on as far as entertainment. And it's interesting. We got a request from a senior dance group wanting to know if we have any events coming up that they'd like to perform. So we might just have to figure out something and have these seniors come out and dance for us.
One thing to make sure to still point out. Oh, hold up. We got a comment. Oh, yeah. That's a great comment. Awesome co-host.
Awesome co-host. Yes, he didn't think he could do it. Have to twist his arm.
Tell folks a little bit real quick about what funds raised at Love Bonds go towards. I think that's super impactful. This is a fundraiser. This isn't just us having a party on Valentine's Day. So Heather, please tell them about who this benefits.
Correct. So it is a fundraiser. So our budget for bail annually is around $50,000. And so what that means is that we post bail up to $5,000 for individuals that cannot afford their freedom. And so oftentimes those are the most vulnerable citizens, right? They're people that have a mental health crisis or folks that are still struggling with substance abuse disorders. And that leads them to have police contact, and also just human experiences, right? Some human experiences become criminalized, and I don't condone violence. I don't condone domestic violence. But, how police describe a situation isn't necessarily a crime, but they have to kind of figure out how to document this thing. And so people find themselves entangled in the criminal legal system because of, being a human being. and most of them do not have the resources to afford their freedom. And that just amplifies the trauma, the distress. It destabilizes whatever stable foundations they had. If they had housing, chances are, if their bail is not posted, they're going to lose that housing. If they had children, they're going to rely on a family member, or, the system's going to take their children.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever I've never been robbed. Okay. So I've never had my house burglarized, but imagine being incarcerated for, 2 or 3 months, and all of your belongings that were in your apartment, or even if you were renting a room, are gone.
Mm-hmm.
That's the traumatic nature. So anything that was, and we're not talking valuables that cost money. We're talking about pictures and documents, and anything that like that, just your history, your life history, like where you came from. Like, if I lost my high school diploma, do I know how to get a high school diploma back? Like, if I valued that as a piece of paper on my wall, or, birth certificates and like real documents that you need to have access to, they are extremely difficult to get back. You know what I mean? It's a long process. And if you're trying to get benefits or resources and you don't have ID, like, it's a catch-22. So it's just such a bad response to some of these situations. And, these judges just, wield this, just throw this money around like, oh, $10,000. It's $10,000.
Right.
It's $10, and some people don't even have that. Like the lowest, I didn't post the bail. The lowest bail that I was involved in was $10. The lowest bail that we posted was $25.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just crazy to me. And, we got stories for days of all the scenarios and situations of how people just get caught up, and it's very punitive. And so the funds that are raised from this event go towards paying the ransom for our most vulnerable citizens in our community.
Wow. That's a cause I'm down to support. So
I appreciate you. I appreciate you.
To love bonds.
Yeah. There's time, hit us up. It's a good time. We have a good time, but it's definitely, and the platform that we use. So my son, that's the music that you heard, Roses for You. That's my son's song. A lot of the music that you hear on this platform is my son's music, or my daughter's music. He's directly impacted. He was incarcerated, and all of our guests and the platform that we allow folks to share their artwork or their craft, is just giving people an opportunity. I think that's one of the things that we're lacking as people of color, is that we don't get the opportunity. It's like, just give me an opportunity. I'll crush it. Just give me the opportunity, and that's what's happening. Like, the folks that we are doing stuff with are crushing it. Jazz, she's now performing spoken word, and going on stages. Eric is going on stages, PYT is going on stages, and so, we just like to be there to be a platform of encouragement and love and support and safety. You know what I mean? For our artists that, are impacted by the system.
Awesome.
So we do have a segment. I don't know if you're prepared, Zach, get your wand, called What the Fuck?
Oh, I've never heard of this segment before.
I am going to share my what the fuck moment. And I'm probably going to ramble, because it's just like Zach said, like, there's just been a lot going on. And, I'm just going to be like, all right, what the fuck? Like you said, this is, if we didn't have all this going on, then it would be different. But we do got a lot of stuff going on. And I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm not going to let it rob me of the wonderful experience with the folks we're going to have tomorrow, and the great comedy and the great food and all of that. It's like, we're at 24 minutes and we got a show off, and I don't think it's a bad show. You know what I mean? It's not what we expected, but this is what we do. We roll with the punches. We know how to pivot, and we can salvage something and still give some quality information, some tidbits, some things that people can look forward to and research. So Zach is your guy if you want to do a podcast and all the other stuff that, you got going on. I don't know if you want to share what you got going on, but, that's
I don't think we have time for an hour-long show, so I won't go too in depth. But I do appreciate that plug. I'm really enjoying this content creation space. I've been in it now for a while, and I had to write a bio recently. And as I was looking at the numbers, I'm like, I've produced 500 podcasts at this point, episodes wise for different folks. And, this is one of my favorites. So I love producing this, but from doing live podcasts with, microphones and cameras and lights all the way to this virtual setup with, doing this in front of the computer, but still having it look really clean and great. I think I'm going to live in this space for a while. I'm really enjoying it. I'm starting to build a team. So for folks watching, if you have any intern level folks that want to get into content or video production or creating content for businesses, send them my way. I'm trying to teach folks and help them grow, as well as, use them to help grow this brand of Rebel Hill Productions. So yeah, super excited. I want to do more. I definitely want to do more. So yeah, I'm hoping the day where we take this show live and now we have our own little studio and we have folks showing up, We can't handle no shows then.
Right. We're gonna have somebody in the cup. Be like, "Where's your sister? Where's the hairdresser?"
I won't be filling in if it's live. I'll be too busy behind the scenes. But this has been a good episode. And folks, if you need me, I should have made myself a ticker. Watch how fast I do this. I'm about to have a ticker.
Before we go, you're gonna have it.
It'll be scrolling along the bottom in a couple minutes. You wait.
Yep, and that's what I'm saying. Like I'm glad that people get to see this, and this is kind of like the behind the scenes. This is what goes on. This is the dialogue that we have. This is the prep stuff that we do. And, and no matter how much prep you do, life happens, and it's all good. And we'll circle back and try to get that guest back on, because it's a very interesting story, and we don't want to do harm to anyone. And so if folks need to be prepared to hear the story, then let's get them prepared. You know what I mean? Let's be responsible and mindful and compassionate adults to our folks and give them the space and the time that they need to be ready to kind of share some personal truths. And sometimes it's ugly, you know what I mean? And it's all good. But this is a safe space, and we want to, continue to honor that. So I'm just grateful for you and for everything that we've done and the things that you're going to speak into existence of us having this live space. I see things and this is another learning experience. It's like, because I do some research and I look at some things that, that podcasters are doing and, the different spaces and stuff. Because I threw TikTok at you. He's like, what? He's like, what? And he just ignored me. So it's like, all right. So those are the conversations, I just throw stuff and it's like, you be batting shit away from.
On to the next idea.
Right. So, so that was my what the fuck moment, and glad Zach was able to share his amazing work. And shout out to the last Court Watch episode. I don't know if y'all peeped it, but it was pretty heavy. We had some cases that we talked about. I was actually part of a case that I had to testify and defend the bail fund against Kevin Steele, the district attorney, who was calling into question what we do, why we do, and how we do it. And didn't get the result that he was looking for. But also too, the next court watching episode is going to highlight another DA out of Delaware County, and you'll just have to wait until Court Watch episode 14.
Yep, volume 14.
Volume 14 to hear about that and just how important elections are. So I'm not going to go off the rails and start going down that rabbit hole, but
that'll be on the 27th.
What's that?
That'll be on the 27th.
February 27th. That's my bestie's. Don't give me the line. She's the 28th. 27th, 28th, my bestie's birthday. Yeah. And it's a leap year. So All righty. Well, thank you, Zach, for filling in, and yeah, it was a good show. We're gonna I'm gonna ramble for another 2 seconds so
He
that
really
we can
wanted
have
to get to 30. I know
30.
he
We
did.
got 30 minutes in. 30 minutes in. He didn't think we could do it.
Jeez. I should
We
play the
did it.
outro and just cut you off right now, but I'm gonna let
Right.
you go.
We did it. We're good. I think we said everything that we need to say. Like, follow, and share all of our social media platforms, please. That's how we get this word out. You know, yeah, we're just here trying to give information to people and that they can be as well informed and, you know, stand up and speak their truth. And if something looks crazy, to have the courage to speak on it.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, I say peace.
Peace, y'all.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Purely Speculation. If you learned something, share something. Please like, follow, and share this show. The more our communities know, the more they are empowered, and the faster we can create change. Purely Speculation would not be made possible without the generous support of the Community Justice Exchange, the Health Sparks Frank E. Boston Black Justice Fund, Philadelphia Foundation, and Reform Alliance. Thank you. Booyah!
Intuition different, already lived and dreamt it. Visions make my vision clear as I'm jogging through this fog of life. I be fog lights with the fog set, body and I'm all set. Baby, can you be my Cardi B on an offset? Toast we got it, selfie.